Alright, guys, today I'll be reviewing Seabreeze in Rochester, New York. This is my home park. I've been here hundreds of times, and I'll be giving you all the tips and tricks to have the best day here and just overall be reviewing the rides and overall the atmosphere and everything there is to this park. So, for starters, this park does have a chaperone policy, but the two times I've been here this season so far, it really wasn't enforced at all. I saw like a few teenagers like just walking by themselves and like looking like they're younger than me, so it's not like they're older. So yeah, I don't think they're really enforcing this too well, but definitely be aware of that if you're younger and going by yourself. And it's only on the weekends too, so don't worry about it if it's on a weekday. Now let's get into the entry experience. If you're parking in the lot kind of by Jackrabbit, it's a really small entrance, but it's a nice, charming entrance. But if you're parking by the water park, it's a bit of a more grand entrance. It's still nothing too special, but it feels like a classic entrance and really sets the tone for the rest of the park. Now, let's talk about the rides here because that's what anyone goes to an amusement park for, let's be real. So, the ride collection here is nothing too outstanding, but it's definitely great. The best ride here is definitely Jackrabbit. This is my favorite coaster in the whole state of New York, and I've been to pretty much most major amusement parks in New York except for Great Escape and Rye Playland. But yeah, this coaster is phenomenal, especially in the front row. You get some scary ejector airtime. It almost feels like Phoenix in a way. Yeah, it's really good. Another great coaster here is the very unique bobsleds. This is a one of a kind, and technically it was the first hybrid makeover. It's just so bizarre, but I love it. You have the different countries on the cars. They look really nice. The layout's so wacky, but I love it. You get random pops of airtime here and there. You get great laterals. Just overall, it's a really fun coaster. You've also got Whirlwind, which new for this year actually spins right off the drop, so you'll actually be sideways during the drop, which I really like. That's definitely a good change. Makes it a bit different than some of the other Mauer spinners, the SC2000 layouts. But yeah, this is a really fun ride, especially with the views of Lake Ontario. I mean, those views on Whirlwind and bobsleds are incredible. For flat rides, you got a really good collection, actually. The star is definitely Flyers. These are one of the best, if not the best, Flyers I've ever done. Yes, potentially even better than the Knobles ones. I don't know. Like, these are really good. You can snap these so easily. They do have a bit of a learning curve compared to the Knobles ones, but if you learn it, which I definitely have because I've ridden it hundreds of times, then yeah, you can get these things flying. I will warn you, you do get called out for snapping sometimes. The guys will come over to you and go, "Yeah, you gotta stop snapping," you know. But yeah, that usually doesn't happen. It only happened to me a couple times, so you're probably good. Sea Dragon's another great flat ride. This is definitely the best pirate ship style ride I've done. You've also got other fun flat rides like Time Machine, Music Express, Revolution 360, Spring, and of course Teacups. This thing is ridiculous if you spin it really fast. It's definitely the second best teacup style ride I've done, only behind Tip Top. You've also got an amazing carousel. I mean, this is one of the best carousels out there for sure. It's so historic. It was built after the old one burnt down, and it's got a timeline of the entire Seabreeze history on it. And it's such a good place to relax. You got the band organ. I do get annoyed because the cymbals are sometimes off, and that throws me off as a percussionist, but whatever. You've also got a really good log flume. I know some people know this thing for having one of the steepest, if not the steepest, drop on any log flume without restraints. I mean, it's really steep. You definitely get some airtime, and it's freaky without restraints. So yeah, I definitely recommend the log flume if it's open. Now, again, it's probably just seasonal, but the log flume has been closed the first 2 weeks of Seabreeze. So, I mean, hopefully it's open the rest of the season. It probably will be. But another thing to note is the water park. This water park isn't anything too special. You have a few good slides, nothing too much, though. It's definitely nothing you're going to want to spend too long in, maybe a couple hours and then get out of there. Now, let's talk about the food. The food here, it's basic theme park food. It's a bit above average compared to like a Six Flags park or something, but it's definitely no Knobles or Hershey Park or anything. Yeah, it's basic theme park food. Their grilled cheese is pretty good, I will say. So if you need to get something, get that, I would say. Now for shows, you got a Bright Raven gymnastics show, which I kind of want to join. They'll have like a couple other shows there that sometimes play, but yeah, the shows aren't anything too special. A weird theme I do want to mention here is that a lot of the rides are kind of uncomfortable. Like, not a lot of them, a couple of them though. Revolution 360, I definitely do not like those restraints. They just come back on you and kind of suffocate you. I mean, it's fine, but it's nothing too good either. Balloon Race, I think, is kind of useless with teacups because it kind of hurts to try to spin those really fast. Whereas teacups, you can just let it rip and you really don't have to do any work at all to spin that really fast. And also Screaming Eagle, those restraints are terrible. Like, if you're a male, yeah, you're done for on Screaming Eagle. Like, I'm not going to say anything more, but yeah, that's a terrible ride if you're a male. I mean, it has fun hang time, no positives, but yeah, those restraints are terrible. And then you've also got a really classic, nice train ride. Goes through the log flume and through a tunnel. Nice views of Jackrabbit. It's just a nice, relaxing time. You've also got Bear Tracks, a kiddie credit. Now, you can't get this one unless you have a kid, but I know my friend was able to beg the ride up on last year. So, yeah, you can kind of beg the ride up on if you're persistent enough. But if you don't really care, then I guess just skip it. And now let's talk about what I think this park's biggest appeal is: the atmosphere. It's just such a classic park, you know? There's not many of these left that kind of have great rides and a kind of a classic feel. And this is definitely a great park for that. Again, it's nothing too special, but it feels like a classic park with also having some decent rides. So for its final score, I'm going to give it a 657 out of 1,000. That might seem low, but I mean, I'm also comparing it to parks like Hershey Park and Cedar Point and Busch Gardens Williamsburg. So like in that sense, like it's not going to get that high of a rating if I'm comparing it to parks like that because it just can't be that high. It doesn't have the rides, but yeah, it's an amazing park. It's definitely my favorite park in New York. It's definitely worth a stop if you're in the area, or heck, I'd even come out here, like if I'm in Pennsylvania or something, come here, go to Sylvan Beach, Darien Lake, Niagara Amusement Park. So, yeah, definitely come out to Seabreeze this year. Let me know what you guys think of this place down in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.